everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to my subscribers. As always, thanks for your support here on YouTube, Facebook, the Ko-fi site, and the Etsy store. So today, my project is inspired by Kathy's Garden, and I just love her. A few days ago, she did a 3-pocket fold out. I'm going to do a variation of that. It's going to be a 4-pocket fold out, and we'll do a closure. I will link to Kathy's video so you can see what inspired today's project. So, getting started, I've already done some pre-work to a digital that I have, and it originally was 10 3/8 of an inch by 8 inches, and then I cut off an inch. Hold on to this piece because we'll come back to it later. So now it is 9 3/8 of an inch, and that is 9 3/8 of an inch by 8 inches. Okay, so I've already done some scoring. I scored at 3 1/8 of an inch, and then I scored again at 6 1/4 of an inch, and then I turned my paper and I scored again at 1 7/8 of an inch, and then I scored at 6 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some cutting. So we're going to cut. I don't want to mark this up too much because we're going to use the pieces that we cut. So we're going to cut this upper corner here in the upper right corner. We're going to cut out that box, and then in the upper left corner we are going to cut out this box as well. And let's get that done, and then I'll tell you what else we need to cut. Okay, so I'm going to do my cutting. I'm cutting on the inside of the fold. Okay, so that's this much. Okay, hold on to these. We are coming back to them. Okay, so everything we're coming back to, I'm just going to set on the side over here. Okay, now this bottom piece, we don't want to cut these boxes away on the ends. What we want to do first is let's cut on the inside of the fold of that score line. And we're going to do some additional cutting later on, okay? And then what we want to do is, you can leave this where it is for now. We're going to eventually cut it off. So let's cut again on this side of the score line. And do you see where I'm cutting up to? I'm cutting up to where we made those when we turned our paper, and then we scored at the 1 7/8 inch mark, and then over here we scored at the 6 1/8 inch mark. So that's where I'm cutting up to. Okay, so we don't want to cut these off. Okay, so what we want to do now is these inner flaps that we have here, we want to do an angle cut. Okay, so what I'm going to do so that I can have things marked as evenly as possible, cut as evenly as possible, I am going to line this up. I'm going to line it up at the 4. You can line it up at anything that makes sense to you. I'm going to pretend that this is 0, and I'm going to make a mark at 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to line up this side at the 7, and I'm going to do 1/4 of an inch going this way, and that's what I'm going to be cutting. Okay, so I'm going to cut from there to this corner here, and I'm going to cut from there to this corner here. I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to do the parallel on the other side. So I'm going to get these pockets. These are going to be pockets. I'm going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to mark at 1/4 of an inch on that side, and I'm going to cut on an angle to there, and then I'm going to line this up I'll line that up again with the 7. I'm going to mark 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to be cutting from here on up to here. So I'm going to disappear off camera, and then I'll be right back as soon as I finish doing these cuts, okay? Okay, so I have my angle cuts now. Okay, so I've got an angle cut that way, and I have an angle cut on the bottom, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to start making our pockets. So we're just going to simply fold things up. But before you glue anything down and commit, what you want to do is make sure that nothing is going to buckle. So if I were to fold this up, you get these edges nicely creased, and then I'm going to also distress them. Okay, I'll go that way. So I would be folding it in this way, and I'm going to bring the edge of this to the start of this score line. So I'm not going to put it on the score line. I'm going to bring it to the start of the score line. Okay. And then I will use my bone folder and push back. Okay. And then I'll bring this end over and make sure that nothing is going to buckle and everything is going to fold down evenly, and it does. Okay, so now I can commit to, I just need to cut out a little bit right there to make that a little bit neater, but I'm just going to keep going because it's just a demonstration video. So I need to now get the rest of the things distressed. And when I glue my pockets down, I'm only going to glue down just this side and this side. Fold it up, right? And then I'm going to glue down this side and this side, and I'm going to fold it up. So let me get things distressed and glued down, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I have everything pretty much distressed. I just need to add a little bit over here. Get the bottom there and the bottom here. Okay, so if you found that when you were testing to see if your pockets would lay, properly, if they didn't and it buckled, then you would just need to take a hair off, and that would do the trick. Okay, so I have a notepad. We need to work on the inside now. I have a notepad, and it should fit in pretty neatly, and it does. So let me just make sure that everything is, yep, that's going to fit in just fine. What we're going to do is we're going to make this a removable notepad, so when it gets filled up you can add in a new notepad. So remember earlier when this was a full digital, I had cut off an inch of it. So we're going to make a little belly band here that will fit our notepad into. So I want to measure this. So it should be about 3, each panel was about 3 1/8 of an inch, and this is about 3 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to cut it down to slightly less than 3 1/8, so that I'm not on top of the score line. Okay, so let me cut that down and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut things down, and what I want to do now is I want to put just a little bit of glue on the edge here and a little bit of glue on the edge here. And I'm going to get this over here. And I just want to make sure nothing is in the way. And nothing is in the way. Okay. Oops. I shifted that a little bit. So when I made this little notepad, the back I used a cardstock just so that it's a little bit heavier. Okay, and what we're going to do is the cardstock, we're just going to slide that through here. And so whenever this gets full with your journaling, you can always replace it. Okay, so now I also have some the leftover pieces. We'll come back to doing some other things in a moment. So I have the leftover pieces, and what we want to do is we want to create a pocket with one of the leftover pieces here, and we want to create a pocket with one of the leftover pieces on the back. Okay, so let me neatly, when we first trimmed these out, you know, I wasn't too concerned about having a straight edge. I want to just tidy it up a little bit, get them distressed, and then we'll get these glued down. And it's a pocket, so we'll just glue 3 of the sides. Okay, and we'll get that glued down, and then I'll come right back. And I'm doing this pretty quickly. I want to keep the video moving forward. Okay, and that seems to line up pretty well. All right, so for now we have 1 pocket, 2 pockets, 3 pockets, 4 pockets. So now we need to work on our closure here. Okay, so what you need is, so this hole punch that I have is 5/8 of an inch. So remember we made a belly band out of part of this. So we're going to use some more of this piece. I just need a few holes for it. 1, 2, and I'm going to use at least 4 because I want to make it a little bit sturdy, not too shaky. So I'm going to glue 2 of these together and then glue another 2 together. Okay. And then I need to put a hole in each of these. So I have my little, this is about a 1/16 of an inch. It's a very tiny hole. And I want to get that in the center as best as I can. And that's 1. And I'm going to do the same with the other one that I glued. And I'm going to try to get into the center. And that's 2. Okay, that's a little bit crooked, but it's fine. We're just doing a demonstration. So I need 2 bracts. So let me get 2 bracts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke. I want to get into the center as best as I can. I don't want to go too far up. Maybe I want to go about 3/8 of an inch or so. I'm going to try to get in the center as best as I can. Okay, and then I want to match my hole as best as I can, somewhere around here. Let's see, I gotta make sure that I really am yeah, that's about right. So if we're in the center, we're in the center. If we're a little off, then we're a little off, but you get the idea. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to put this here, run my brat through it, get my brat opened up, and I'm going to use my 1-inch hole punch. Oops. And let's see how that works. And that gets it covered. So that helps out a lot. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Okay. And then on the bottom, we'll do the same. Okay, now for the insides, before we finish our closure, what we need to do is fill it with some journaling cards and put some labels and things on there. So I have some new journaling cards that I created. They're not in the store yet, but I've got a couple of labels here, and let me get them on this product that we have, and then we will wrap up. So I'll tend to the labels and tend to the journaling cards, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got a couple of labels on our little fold out. And then now let's get some of the journaling cards in there. I put some labels on the new journaling cards. I still have some glue that needs to dry, but we'll get them in there for the sake of the video. We'll just keep things moving along. Okay, our little notepad. Okay, and then oops. I don't know why I'm having a hard time right there. No, everything lines up okay. Okay. And then I'll put this one in the back. Okay, so now we just need to seal everything up. Okay. Okay, and there is our 4-pocket fold out. Thanks for joining me today. Alrighty. Okay, everyone, if you like this video, please share, please hit the like button, and please subscribe. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.